Hi everyone, Avery here again. I want to remind everyone that I am not an educated expert on these subjects. I am a person with lived experience. I've read a lot of books. I've done my own healing, and I really want to show up and parent my children well. I've done foster parenting through kinship. I have adopted through kinship, and I'm now looking to adopt, or just waiting to adopt internationally from India. So today we're here to talk about ACEs. Now, ACEs are adverse childhood experiences. In that, I need to give a trigger warning because inherently they are about abuse and neglect. And that can be triggering for some of us, naturally. I'm not here to spread trauma. I'm just here to spread awareness and healing. One of the largest investigations of childhood maltreatment compared with later life health was done by CDC Kaiser Permanente. They did a twofold study through 1995 to 1997 with over 17,000 respondents. Originally, ACEs fell into the following categories: abuse, which could be emotional, physical, or sexual; household challenges, which include aspects of the child's environment that can undermine their sense of safety, security, and bonding. This can include environments where the mother is treated violently, someone has gone to jail in the home, there's mental illness or substance abuse in the home, the parents have separated. There's a variety of household challenges. And then there's neglect, which can be emotional, where the child was never made to feel special or loved, where they didn't feel seen, perhaps where the family doesn't look out for one another. They never or rarely feel loved, and their family just was not a sense of support for them. And then there's physical neglect, where there wasn't someone to feed, bathe, or clothe the child on a regular basis. Please note that this is not a complete list. There's been many ACEs studies done since then that have expanded this list to include many other traumas that can happen to children. We now know that there are a wide array of different experiences that may occur that don't fit into these particular boxes. Things such as racism, gender discrimination, abuse against a sibling, witnessing violence outside the home, or witnessing your father being abused by your mother. Perhaps being bullied, being involved in the foster care system, living in a war zone, going through a natural disaster, or living in an unsafe neighborhood. These are all additional ACEs, and certainly there are more. It is really important for people to recognize that ACEs are far more common than some may think. Not just in adoptees, but in our society at large. About 6 in 10 adults surveyed reported experiencing at least one ACE, and 1 in 6 reported experiencing 4 or more. Toxic stress from these ACEs can change brain development and can affect things such as attention, concentration, decision-making, learning, and response to stress. Toxic stress undermines our good assumptions about the self being worthy and the world being safe. People affected by ACEs may grow to expect bad things will happen to them, that they are not worthy, and that the world is full of threat. It's really important for parents to understand the long-term consequences of ACEs, and not that everyone with ACEs will have these long-term consequences, and certainly not with supportive nurturing care, but it's to know that this is the potential if left unhealed. They put individuals at a much higher risk for chronic health problems, such as heart disease, mental health illness, such as anxiety and depression, and substance abuse problems in adulthood, all which can negatively impact education and job success. The good news is that we can help our kids. People with ACEs can heal, and further ACEs are preventable. We want to ensure that we keep our child's score as low as possible and stop the intergenerational transmission of ACEs. Creating and sustaining safe, nurturing families and communities will help keep all of our children safe and prevent ACEs in our society. We can help our children build strong brain architecture by being attuned, responsive parents. We can develop a strong child-caregiver bond through a series of serve and return interactions. Serve and return works like a game of tennis between the child and the caregiver. The child serves by reaching out for eye contact, facial expressions, babbling, touch, and then the caregiver returns the serve by playing peekaboo, touching back, showing that they're paying attention. A responsive caregiver will be attuned to their child to see the serves and return in a timely fashion. Find ways to say yes to their needs every day. That is an easy serve and return that is required. Your child's hungry, feed them. Your child's cold, give them a blanket or a sweater. If your child's hurt, you comfort them. Be sure that you are close by in order to see their serves and respond. These back and forth exchanges are the building blocks for your child's early brain development. They help kids learn how to control their emotions and cope with stress. A caregiver who is sensitive and responsive to a child's needs has an environment that is full and rich with serve and return exchanges. When we provide this attentive response to our children's needs, we are teaching them that they are worthy and safe. Now, we can't talk serve and return in this technological age without talking about devices. We've all got them now. We've got cell phones, iPads, laptops, TVs. There are devices and screens everywhere. They have the potential to negatively interfere with positive interactions. Because just envision the scenario. If there's a child and caregiver, and even if you're in the same room, but you're on your phone, you are completely engaged in your phone. And so your child may be fussing beside you. They may be letting you know of a need, but you're so engaged with your phone that you may not notice it for 5 minutes. And that 5 minutes is lost opportunity for connection. We don't want to do that. And then again, if your child is attached to a device, then they may not be expressing their needs appropriately or fully. And so, especially when young, we want to really avoid screen time as much as possible and schedule it in appropriate and parentally controlled ways. Over time, these missed opportunities for connection add up to an actual negative impact on their brain development. We want to avoid that as much as possible, of course. Well, technology isn't going anywhere. It's just getting more enmeshed in our lives every single day. And so it's important for us to consider its usage within the broader daily experiences and what our child needs for healthy brain development. So we want to ensure that our child is still getting adequate sleep. They need opportunities to play with friends and with caregivers. They need time for homework if they're in school. They need time for family meals. And they need time for a lot of full and rich serve and return interactions. If there's time at the end of the day, once those needs are met, then devices can be used under caregiver supervision and according to the age and development of the child. Devices and technology are learning tools. They can be used for good or not so good. We can use them to build skills, or we can use them to build belief systems about ourselves and the world around us. That's true for us as adults and as caregivers, and it's true for our children as well. And so we want to be cognizant of that. So in closing, there are ways to help heal and prevent ACEs in our society. We want to promote social norms that prevent against violence. We want to let people know that that's not okay anymore. We want to encourage adults to promote nonviolent beliefs, attitudes, and behaviors, and encourage people to speak up when they see injustice or violence. We also need to start teaching and involving our men and our boys in our efforts against violence prevention, against gender inequality. We need to inform them of the difference between healthy and toxic masculinity. Help your kids have a good start. A good, strong parental support system, preschool, and childcare all helps to build a strong child who will have more success later in life. Teach your kids healthy relationship skills like conflict management, how to ask tough questions, how to handle their big emotions. Obviously age appropriately and based on their developmental level. We want to teach them skills for developing nonviolent, healthy relationships. And we want to model that behavior in our own relationships. And of course, the opposite of adverse childhood experiences is positive childhood experiences. So ensure that your child has a lot of those. Be attuned and loving, provide a safe environment, and have fun. We want to let our kids know that they are seen, special, heard, and loved. And finally, being informed of ACEs helps us to be better trauma-informed parents and provide better care to our kids. That's going to be my next video, so stick around and watch that one. But thank you for being here again, and I've got some discussion questions before you go. It's always good either to reflect for yourself or to discuss as a family or even amongst friend group or other people that you know that may be going through this adoption process. So they're short questions, but they may take a little bit of research. If you haven't done it already, do you know what your ACEs score is? If not, you can find a survey online. Make sure it's a reputable one. I believe CDC Kaiser Permanente does have one of their own that you can access what the questions were. They're typically based out of 10. And then as you go through those, what were your experiences? Have you processed them? And if not, be sure to start that healing now. I truly believe that the best way that we can help to heal our children is to first heal ourselves and then to model that healthy behavior. Good luck to you. One thing about ACEs is that they can stay in the body. So a good thing to do after you've experienced a little bit of trauma or ingested content that's a little bit hard, can literally just shake it out a little bit and it helps you to move on. Dogs do it. They do it for a reason. Humans might want to catch on. All right. And so with a big breath, we're done with that one. Thanks for being here. Be blessed. See? My own brain, my own brain, my own ACEs. Come on, lady. Come on. Okay. What is up with all of the loud things today? There's a bus going down our street. There's never buses going down our street. Oh, these street sweepers today. I'd like my bloopers to be more fun, but today they may be annoyed. Ta 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 ta. Everything is noisy. Okay, I'm gonna pause and come back to this, I think, because it seems like the outside world is annoying me right now. But I'm so close to being done. Oh, I'm so close to being done. Okay, we're just gonna wait. We're gonna wait. We can do this. Bookshelf, wood stove, candelabra, plants, wood. Ta-da! I could do a screen. Okay. Gone away yet? It's going. It's going. Okay. Is that far away? Can you hear it? It's just like a high-pitched noise. It's coming again. How many times is it going to go by today? Oh my God. I thought I might do 2 videos today, but maybe not.